Hi everyone, Lisa here, and we've got another locker transformation to do today. This time for my son. He will be having a sort of a vintage industrial steampunkish look to his lockers. This is what the locker looks like to start with. It's just a plain black locker. It has 4 compartments, same as my daughter's one, which I've done previously. We're not going to be doing much on the inside of his at all. We're pretty much just going to leave it plain black, but we're just going to try and age the look of this locker just using some spray paints. So that's my plan for this one. These lockers were purchased from eBay a couple of years ago. They weren't very much at all, and they're a steel or metal locker. So let's get started. First, I'm going to sand the locker to just really scuff up that metal. It doesn't matter which way you do it, the messier the better. It doesn't have to be in one direction. Just give the metal a really good scuff. I've actually removed the doors to do this, so just remove the doors, and this is after I've sanded it. Just really scuffing up that metal to make it look a bit more aged. The messier the better in this case. So once they've been sanded, we're going to go over it and give them a good wipe down with this glass cleaner, or you can use any sort of spray and wipe, just to remove any grease, dirt, dust and sanding residue from the piece before we start. Now for the paint. The paint I'm using are these spray cans, which you can buy from Super Cheap Auto or any of those dollar store shops, and I bought 4 for $10. It was a special they were having. I have matte black, gold, mission brown and machinery grey. They're the 4 colours I'll be using on this piece. To start with, I'm going to just spray paint the handles plain black. I've covered up the lock component of this locker. Now for the actual paint technique. What I'm doing here is I'm using the machinery grey to start with, and I'm spraying it on, and before it dries I'm just scuffing it all up with a brush. So just to, I don't know, give it a sort of brush type metal look. And then I went in with the mission brown, and the brown I'm using to create a rusty look to the lockers. And the first coat I'm doing here is just to scuff it all up and create some texture underneath the paint. So just layering on the colours. Now with the gold, I just did a very light mist of the gold in mainly around the edges, not so that it actually colours it, just so that the gold sort of reflects through the paint. And if you get too much on in a certain area, we can just go back over it with one of the other colours of spray paint. So here I'm going over again, just in a misting technique with the black. And I pretty much just basically repeat these steps, going over it with the grey, the black, the brown, until I'm happy with the look. Now I'm starting on the locker itself using the exact same technique as I did on the doors. First of all, I just spray paint it on and scuff that paint up to give it some texture underneath. And again with the brown, it doesn't matter which way you go, you don't need to go in any direction, just scuff it all around. The messier the better. So this is what it looked like after I've just scuffed it all up, and then on top of this we're going to then start going over with a misting of each colour of the spray paints. This is now after I've gone over it with all the other colors as I did with the doors, just going back and forward with your different colors until you're sort of happy with the look and the pattern that it's created. Now what I'm doing here for the handles, I'm just spray painting a little bit of this gold into the lid, just so that you actually get a little bit of paint in there. And then I'm using my finger and going over the door handles and the lock with a bit of the gold, just to buff in some gold to it to make it look more metallic. So here you can see it's just given it like a little bit of a metallic look to the handles there. Now for the finishing touches. What I have here is some necklace pendants, and I've got some key chains here and the keys for the lockers, and I'm just going to spray paint the key chains with first a misting of the black and then a misting of the gold. And same with the keys, just give it a light misting with the gold paint. You still want the black to show through, but just to give it a more metallic look. So these are the key rings here, and like I said, these charms were just necklaces I bought from eBay. What we're also going to add is some brass nameplates and some bronzy looking studs to the front of the locker as well. And I'm attaching these with this contact adhesive, which is just a cheap contact adhesive you can get from a dollar store, in roughly 10 centimeter spacings. And we're just going to stick all these studs down, as well as the name plates are going to be stuck on the front where that little cutout is. And the final reveal. One vintage looking locker. So you can see from the before and the after. Well, that's it guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, click subscribe to my channel. It doesn't cost anything, it's free, and subscribing will ensure you don't miss out on my next video. And if you're interested, check out my link below for my other locker makeover that I did for my daughter. See you in the next video.